What if your welder is secretly costing you time and money? Today, we're revealing the top 5 Flux core welders of 2025, and trust me, the winner isn't what the pros are telling you. We tested power, durability, and real user results, and one machine dominated. Skip the regrets, all purchase links are below. Let's dive in. Number 1. ArcCaptain 200 amp. Even after I get better at welding, probably with this welder, and get a more advanced welding machine, I will hang on to this one due to the portability and tiny size. My guess is if I stacked 4 shoe boxes from my jumbo feet on top of one another, this welder would be more petite by a little. The machine is easy to carry with its top handle and an included carry strap. It is lightweight and small. For the off-road crowd, if you can make enough amperage in the field and on the rocks, this welder can fix your trail repairs and not take up too much room. The machine will do all the welding I need, even fix the RZR when the rutted out roads around the cabin break parts that are never in stock. Now, all I need is the skill level to use all options. Once again, I called the expert to help me set it up to weld misaligned holes and rifle actions from scope base attempts at the home bench with a hand drill. He showed me the right setting to get started, and the welder would adjust to what I was doing. All I had to do was correctly set the amperage for the thickness, which was very friendly and protective of my skill level. Number 2. YesWelder 200 amp. Maybe the best welder for the amateur level DIYer on the market. What makes it so good is that it costs less than $150 to handle any DIY project. That's what. If I knew all of the welding tricks the maintenance guys use with multi-use machines, I would never need anything more than this machine. It is possible to spot weld with this machine with fancy or not fancy welding utilizing a piece of MIG wire held in the stick clamp. If I were to get a hot rod that needed a ton of bodywork, this machine would weld the thin metal all day long and do it in the wind without complaining. The build quality of the YesWelders is well known. This machine or brand is making the big name old school guys nervous. YesWelders go up in price from this model, and they do almost anything by the time the price tag gets around $1,000. This is going to replace the high dollar machines someday, in my bet. In hobby shops, that is. The MIG gun and stick clamps are built well, but the TIG function needed a separate purchase, and since I am only looking to test out MIG stuff right now, I did not order the TIG gear. Number 3. ToolIom 200 amp. Today, I will discuss my journey to buy a cheap MIG welder for the gun shop. Notice the critical part of that I did not say. I will also practice and get better at welding, just buying a new welder. Operator errors are still my main issue when welding, or at least I call it welding. My buddy calls it names I can't type for the public to read. The first MIG welder I ordered to test is the ToolIom. This welder fits my ignorant parameters of small size, runs on 110 volts, and costs less than $300. The reason I am not getting a bigger and better MIG welder is I use welders to fill up holes that have become egg-shaped or misdrilled holes by clients, and at times, the gremlins will force me to miss the right spot, and I have to fix my own mistakes. This welder fits all of my parameters and comes in a cool, bright yellow color like all of my shop display gear. Number 4. FORNEY 140 amp. I saw this listing on Amazon and thought I would try one out to see if this may be a good idea for my hobby shop. The price tag and the high review ratings were the deciding factor. When it arrived, I was excited to see the size and weight. This machine will fit on the shelf under the bench and only uses 120 volts. There is no way to convert or switch to the 240 volts that some other multi-use welders on the budget market. With my minimal abilities in welding, I set it up the same way I had been told. I tried my hand at some repairs on my snow blower, which helped me discover some concrete raised during the winter snowstorms. I figured who would ever know if I weld and have the standard strong but ugly as sin bead on the auger. The first time I used the welder, it worked nicely on Flux core wire. I put it away after a few minutes because I wanted to see it work and had not prepped the surface like I should have. I returned to the auger 2 days later and tired again. This machine did not perform like before. Confused, I looked at all the settings and checked them against my notes, and they all lined up to do the same job, but they did not. Number 5. HZXVoGen 250 amp. A 6-in-1 machine for under $400 is not too bad. This machine is rated to weld at 250 amps, which is clearly more significant than I will need, but a real welder may be interested in one at home. A shade tree car mechanic bringing an old fat fender car back to life and working on the frame will need a machine like this one. It can stick weld the heavy frame materials and MIG the lightweight body parts in one machine. From what I have been told, this machine can weld on 110 volts but should be used in a 240 volt outlet and circuit. It sounds like a great attempt to make it fit everyone's needs and have the 110 option, but it is too much welder to play in the minor leagues and needs the full power 240 setup. I know many guys who build rock crawlers around here. I am in the state that owns Moab. When I talked to some folks in the rock crawling world, one builder told me to set up this machine when plugging the wires in and ensure my polarity is correct for what I am welding. I thanked this builder for the excellent advice, then looked up what they meant by polarity setups. I learned that different welding types require the leads to be plugged in differently. So, which welder would you pick? Drop a comment, tell me if you agree with our number one. If this saved you from a bad buy, smash that like button, share with a fellow welder, and subscribe for more no BS tool reviews. All links are in the description, and stay tuned, because next week's video, you won't want to miss it.